It's hard to believe, but it's been 1 year since the police killing of George Floyd, sparking a national reckoning, a national conversation on race, policing, on justice and accountability. Late today, the Floyd family meeting privately at the White House with President Biden and Vice President Harris, saying the president was genuine and truly wanted to know how they're all doing, and saying the president was still encouraged that there will be federal legislation in their loved one's name, that the president wanted the right bill, not a rushed bill. Across the country today, people kneeling in silence, the governor of Minnesota calling for a moment of silence, 9 minutes and 29 seconds. The images from George Floyd Square in Minneapolis. In New York City, Mayor de Blasio and the Reverend Al Sharpton, along with others, doing the same. While at Los Angeles City Hall and elsewhere, Americans coming together to remember what so many families from all different backgrounds demanded after the murder of George Floyd. And today, that private meeting at the White House with the Floyd family, including his young daughter, Gianna. They later thanked the president, but also said they would press ahead, going to Capitol Hill after their meeting, where Democrats and Republicans in the Senate are still quietly negotiating. The family saying it's not a Democratic issue, it's not a Republican issue, it's an American issue. Gianna leading the family in a remembrance at the White House. She said those words, "Say his name." The family responding, George Floyd. So tonight here, where do things stand? Is a new law likely? And what hurdles remain over what's being asked for when it comes to police reform? ABC's Alex Perez leading us off tonight from Minneapolis.
Tonight, memorials are stretching from coast to coast, honoring the life and legacy of George Floyd 1 year after his death. From Los Angeles to right here in Minneapolis, Americans marking the somber day, remembering the 46-year-old father killed 1 year ago today while in Minneapolis police custody. Late today in the nation's capital, George Floyd's family meeting privately with President Biden and Vice President Harris at the White House. When they emerged, they said they were grateful for their time with the president, who they said was sincere in wanting to know how they are all doing.
He's a genuine guy.
And they said the president remains hopeful there will be a federal law, the George Floyd Justice in Policing Act. It has passed the House, and now Democrats and Republicans are negotiating in the Senate.
He did let us know that he supports passing the bill, but he wants to make sure that it's the right bill and not a rush bill.
But the family is frustrated by the delay.
If you can make federal laws to protect the bird, which is the bald eagle, you can make federal laws to protect people of color.
George Floyd's 7-year-old daughter Gianna in the Oval Office, the president showing members of the family the White House. Late today, the president talking about Gianna.
First thing she did when she ran in, just threw her arms around me, gave me a big hug.
It all came just hours after a moment of silence in Minneapolis and elsewhere across the country, many paying their respects by taking a knee after the governor called for a moment of silence. New York Mayor Bill de Blasio and Reverend Al Sharpton doing the same thing. 9 minutes and 29 seconds, the amount of time former Minneapolis police officer Derek Chauvin kept his knee on Floyd's neck as he begged for air.
We're here today just honoring his life and letting his family know, letting all the families who've been killed by the police know that we don't forget them.
Chauvin was convicted last month of murdering Floyd and is set to be sentenced in June. The 3 other officers charged in the case will be tried next year. Floyd's death brought out millions from all backgrounds demanding justice in small towns and large, protesting police brutality and pushing for racial justice. The outrage occasionally turning violent. 1 year ago, we were here at 27th Avenue and Lake Street in Minneapolis, where some areas were reduced to rubble by protesters.
It could be one of the most violent nights yet. And here's what that same intersection looks like today. Take a look behind me here. You can see those buildings are all gone. A grassy field and park now in its place. That Black Lives Matter flag waving in the background. This city is slowly healing from the wounds ripped open 1 year ago.
And late today, outside the White House, the family raising a fist in honor of relatives who could not make the trip. Floyd's young daughter leading those familiar words, "Say his name."
Say his name.
George Floyd.
And Alex Perez joined us from Minneapolis tonight. And Alex, we know remembrances across this country and, of course, right there in Minneapolis tonight.
Yeah, David, here in this park, one of several events the last few days remembering George Floyd. At times, the mood here was somber, but it was also a celebration of George Floyd's life. Many people here telling me tonight that today was about remembering all of the hard work that still lies ahead when it comes to fighting for racial justice. David?
All right, Alex Perez, who's been on this from the start, and we thank you for that, Alex.
Hi, everyone. George Stephanopoulos here. Thanks for checking out the ABC News YouTube channel. If you'd like to get more videos, show highlights, and watch live event coverage, click on the right over here to subscribe to our channel. And don't forget to download the ABC News app for breaking news alerts. Thanks for watching.